Eijiro Kirishima, Soulmate. Soulmate, a person ideally suited to another as a close friend or romantic partner. Everything is black and white until you meet your soulmate. Additionally, when your soulmate dies, everything goes back to black and white. Your name's POV. I've only ever seen in black and white. It's becoming normal for me. While everyone in my class was finding their soulmates and experiencing colours for the first time, no one had caught my eye so soon. I gave up trying to practice my skills of becoming a pro hero just like my parents. I have a month to improve on using my quirk before the entrance exam. Having inherited superhuman speed from my mother and strength from my father was kinda cool at first until people at school got jealous of me for having 2 quirks and made me as an outcast. So now I spend most of my time alone, either training or drawing to pass the time. Luckily, I was the only one out of my class to get into UA. Time skip. It was the day of the exam and my nerves was gotten to me. I sat in the corner of my room, away from most of the other students that applied to UA, and listened to the speech President Mike had for us. Once it was over, we were sent to the starting area. Most people were in groups from their old schools. No one from my school was here, and I was too nervous to introduce myself, so I stayed at the back until the last moment, where I got a boost of confidence and using my speed I sped off in the blink of an eye. Robot after robot was taken down with ease. I was on my 12th, when the rest of the group had caught up. With a smile I left, but not before catching the eye of a smirking, sticky-haired boy, which caused me to stumble. Luckily I was out of sight, so no. Are you okay? My thoughts were cut off when a girl rushed over to me. I saw you fall. Do you need a hand? She reached her hand out and pulled me to my feet, but before I could place them on the ground, I began to rise. Oops, sorry. We both let out a laugh as she released me from my zero-gravity state. I dropped to the floor and picked myself up. My name's Ochako Uraraka. She held her hand out to greet me, and I hesitantly went to shake it. Don't worry, I won't make you float this time, she said with a chuckle, and a contagious smile. My name's your first name, last name. Thank you for helping me, I smiled back. When the time ran out, I told my score at 43, which I was quite proud of. I looked around for Uraraka and spotted her laying on a piece of robot, ready to put her guts up. As I jogged over, I noticed a boy with crazy-looking hair on the floor. He seemed to have broken his bones to save Uraraka. The Pro Hero recovery girl showed up to treat our wounds. When she healed the scrapes I gained, and I offered to take the unconscious boy back to the medical ring, and she kindly accepted, so I picked him up in my arms. As I stood up, I noticed the spiky-haired boy that's about to meet the start of the exam. He seemed shocked that I could pick up Midoriya. I found out his name from Uraraka. He was a feather along with most of the crowd around him. I gave everyone a small smile and walked off behind the recovery girl. Time skip. It's been a couple of days since the exam and I couldn't get that boy out of my head. He was all I could think about and how he was starting to appear in my dreams. It was 10 p.m. on a Saturday. I got into bed and began to drift off. Darkness consumed my head and I was out. I was floating around in the dark area I was in. Looking around, and I noticed a red string attached to my pinky finger that led into the black. I followed it for what seemed like an hour before I came to the other end, which seemed to be tied to someone else's finger. I looked up to see spiky red hair. He had his back to me, but I knew it was the boy from the entrance exam. I tapped his shoulder, but nothing happened. He seemed to be asleep or in a trance, so I went to tap again, but my body decided it was a good time to wake up. I keep seeing him in my dreams, but nothing else ever happened. He was always in a trance. I walked through the park by my house, listening to music and daydreaming about him, when suddenly I was in the middle of a road with a truck coming towards me. My legs stuck to the floor, too afraid to move. I braced for the impact, but just before it passed, I pushed out of the way onto the sidewalk, and people crowded round to see if I was okay. I glanced up at the person who saved me from becoming a teenage pancake, before my vision went dark due to how claustrophobic it was becoming. My head was spinning and I couldn't cope with everything happening at once. Then I fainted. I opened my eyes to flashing lights. Someone had called an ambulance. One of the paramedics walked over and he'd noticed me waking up. Good morning, he said with a cheerful smile. Where's the person that saved me? I asked. We sent him home once we checked he was okay and he hoped that he got better soon, he replied. Did you catch his name? I did. It was Eijiro Kirishima. Once I checked that I was fit enough to go home, I carried on the rest of the way without almost getting a free ride to the hospital this time. Time skip, 2 weeks later. I got my acceptance letter a few days ago and said that I got into UA and that I came second place with 43 billion points and 25 rescue points, which made my parents very proud. All I had to do now is send in the last paperwork and I'm done. What month till I start the UA? My first day came around much quicker than I thought it would, and before I knew it I was walking to the front gates of my new school. I saw a Eureka in the distance talking to someone, so I used my super speed and made my way over to her. I stopped to meet her in front of her, making her jump. Hey, Eureka. Oh, hey, Midoriya. I showed a grin on my face. Hey, your name, they said in sync. And with that, we walked to class. As we walked in, I recognised a few students from the entrance exam, one of them being the boy with spiky hair. We all sat down and waited for class to begin. Once the class was over, it was lunchtime, so I decided to sit with friends I made so far, and I was approached by the mysterious boy. Hey, could I talk to you again? He asked nervously. I nodded and followed him to the corner of the cafeteria. What's up? I questioned, once we sat down. You might recognise me from the entrance exam. My name's Eijiro Kirishima. That name sounds familiar. Oh yeah, he was the one who saved me. You're the one who pushed me out the way of the truck. Yeah, are you okay after what happened? I wasn't allowed to stay to see if you woke up. He asked with a worried expression. I'm okay, thank you. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. I thanked him and ended the conversation with a hug before running back with my friends. Time skip. It's been a couple of months since we started UA and I've become good friends with most of the class, but nothing could separate me and Kirishima. We became great friends after our conversation at lunch. It was almost the end of the day, and we were packing up our supplies when Kirishima walked over to my desk and asked, Hey, your name, can you wait for me at the front gate, please? He asked nervously. Sure, I replied happily. I waited at the gate for Kirishima for around 5 minutes when he emerged from the crowd. I waved towards him to get his attention. Hey, was he nervous? Hey, your name, I wanted to say that I've always liked you and was wondering if you would be my girlfriend. He mumbled, barely above a whisper. Pardon? I questioned. He took a deep breath and spoke clearly. I've always liked you and I was wondering if you'd be my girlfriend. I was so shocked at the words that I couldn't come out my mouth. I just stuttered over my words and my face was burning. Finally I managed to stutter out a yes, and the look of joy on his face filled my heart with happiness. Kirishima walked me home, and once I reached my front door I turned to say goodbye, but I was met with a small kiss I'm guessing was meant to be on my cheek. I blinked and looked up at him. I could see colour. It seemed to happen to him too, so we sat on my front doorstep admiring all the different colours of the world. I guess I found my soulmate.